Hey, welcome back to a beginner's guide to using WordPress. Now that you know what WordPress is used for, it's time to learn how to install it. There are two ways to do that, locally, on your own computer, or on a live server. We'll cover both, but in this lesson, you'll learn how to install it locally. So let's get started. Installing WordPress locally is really simple. You need two things. You need a server that can run Apache, MySQL, and PHP, and also you need the files from WordPress.org. And those files you can get by downloading them from here. So first of all, you can go to XAMPP.info. XAMPP is an application that will emulate or simulate a server on your local machine. Either it's Windows or OS X. I'm using OS X here, so I can simply go to download and then hit this button right here. If you're using Windows, then simply click on this link, XAMPP for Windows. So go ahead and download the app for your operating system, and then go ahead and open it. Hit continue, continue again, continue, agree, install for all users, continue, and then install. It's going to ask you for the password, and then this will start installing XAMPP and XAMPP Pro. Now, XAMPP Pro is like an extended version of XAMPP with some extra features, and it's also a paid version. But if you're just getting started, XAMPP is quite enough. So the first time you open it, it's going to ask you to choose between XAMPP and XAMPP Pro. For now, let's go with simple XAMPP. Okay, the interface looks something like this. You have your preferences, you have your Apache and MySQL server status over here, and then a button for Start Server. So let's hit that. It's going to ask you if you want the MySQL application to accept network connections. Hit Allow. The address here on the top gets you to localhost with port 8888/XAMPP. And this is basically like an information page. So if you close this and you go back to XAMPP and you click the Open Web Start Page button, it's going to take you to the exact same page. Let's get into the WordPress.org website and hit this download button to download all the files that we need. Yeah, it's going to tell you download WordPress 4.0 with a .zip. So download that, and once that's downloaded, you have a zip file here. Simply double-click it, open this file, copy everything inside it, and then go to your XAMPP directory, which can be found in applications/XAMPP, and then inside htdocs, create a new folder here. Let's call it Tuts+, and then paste everything you've copied from WordPress into the Tuts+ directory. So what you did here was basically copy all the installation files into your working folder. Now, it's important that you keep the Tuts+ folder or the working folder inside htdocs, because that's where localhost with the port of 8888 will look for files. In order to install WordPress, you need a database. And for that, you need to open this XAMPP starting page, then go to Tools, PHPMyAdmin. Now, this might look a bit intimidating, but it's not really. On the left side, you have all your databases, and on the right side, you have a few tabs, which give you options to work with those databases. So first thing you'll do is go to Databases. You'll see a list here, and then you see Create Database. Let's call this WordPress 4.0 from version 4.0. You can call this any way you want. Hit Create, and now the WordPress 4.0 database has been created. It's that simple. The next thing you got to do is open wp-config sample in a code editor. So I have Sublime Text here, and there are very few changes that you got to make. First of all, database name, we're going to put WordPress 4.0, or the name you gave to the database. And then username is going to be root. This is standard, and root here. Although you can change it in here. So you see users, if you want, you can add a user, but for now, just stick with root because it has all the privileges. Okay, coming back here, if you scroll down, you're going to see this text here that says put your unique phrase here. And this is a security measure. So what you can do is copy this link, open it in a browser, and it's going to give you some keys that you can use. So simply copy these, paste them in here, and hit save. Now, this is not exactly required if you're working locally, but if you're doing this on a live server, then you should definitely consider using these generated keys. Okay, so close this and then rename wconfig sample to wp-config, just like that. You can close this. You can close this. Change the address to localhost 888/tuts+, which is the name of the folder inside the htdocs. You'll be taken to wp-admin/install-php. And here you can start installing WordPress. So select your language, continue, select the site title, let's say a simple WordPress installation. Username, I'm going to simply choose admin. A simple password, I only put like 123 here, but you should consider using a more powerful password. And then your email address. At the bottom, you have an option, allow search engines to index this site. Now, if you're installing WordPress on a live server and you will open that to the public, then you will allow search engines to index the site. Otherwise, if you're working locally, you can check this off and then hit install WordPress. And now it says WordPress has been installed, and then log in with your username and password. And that's it, basically. That's how you install WordPress locally. Next time, you'll be learning how to install it on a live server.